There we go. Hey everyone, first time I've done a live from my boat. I am here on the Salton Sea at Bombay Beach. Woo! Hope you all are having a nice Martin Luther King holiday weekend. Hey, gunslinger. Yeah, just out on my boat, just cruising around. I'm not fishing or anything like that, just cruising. Not a bad night to be out on the Salton Sea. Yeah. No more fish. I mean, some say possibly by the river mouth, but definitely 100% I have not seen any fish out here. But there's some grebes, birds in the distance. They're just eating bugs. I mean, the only life I've seen in the Salton Sea is pretty much algae and boatman bugs. So that's got to be the only thing the birds eat for food. See, it's not a bad sunset. Not the best sunset, but even the not so great sunsets out here are pretty nice. Hope you're having an awesome weekend. Got a bit more tourists here since it's Martin Luther King weekend on the shore, so I'll go by, give them a show. Like, hey, look, a boat on the Salton Sea. Hey, whoever else just joined, welcome aboard. I am here on the Salton Sea, Bombay Beach, in my boat at sunset. Look at that. Yeah, well, one thing California does good at is take anything nice and turn it into an overpriced shit show. So California does do something right. Haha. Actually, this place, Bombay Beach, is the reason why I stay in California. Otherwise, I would have gotten the fuck out a while ago. But there is no place quite like Bombay Beach. There's no place even remotely like Bombay Beach. Otherwise, I would have hit it to Arizona. I would have hit it somewhere else deserty. But I mean, look at this. I'm willing to put up with California reviews like that. Yeah, I mean, the lake was an accident. Right now, though, it's kind of too late. It's going to have to be maintained, or the dust and everything's going to get worse. Hey, thanks, Stefan. Let's do it. Look at that. Got a bunch of tourists on the shore. They probably weren't expecting to see a boat out here. Look at that. I'm going to do a rotation. Give you a view on. You know, they don't make it, a lot of the media will say it's toxic, but usually more so when there's a harmful algae bloom, which isn't every algae bloom. They do say don't drink the water, but it's salt water. I still go wading in the water, not this time of year, but when it's warmer. I've gotten to the point where I'm not going to dunk my head underwater anymore, though. But it's generally not toxic per se unless you drink it, so be careful with dogs, any other pets. Small children that don't know any better. I'm still alive. I'm not really suffering any medical issues related to the Salton Sea. I love it out here in Bombay Beach. There's just no other place like it. And it's not just the scenery like this, but it's the community. I was an introvert for most of my life, and once I became a part of Bombay Beach, I became a bit more extroverted. I just had to be around the right people. Look at that. I couldn't get my DJI action camera to work with YouTube, so I'm having to give you just a view from my phone. If I could get my action camera going, you would have had this more wide-angle view of me and my boat and not just my legs. I mean, I can flip around, show you my face right there. And there you have it. I flip back around to the other camera. Yeah. Getting some issues with the connection to the motor. The salt water is really hard on anything electric. And this is more salty than the ocean, but look at that. Look at all those birds in the distance. Oh no, this is a really wide angle. Yeah, like I said, I wish I could get my action camera live on YouTube, but this will have to do for now. I'm gonna go down this way a little more and bust a U and come back and get the seat to move. Yeah, look at that, sunset's getting a little nice and colorful. Eee. Well, exactly, if you try to drink the water and you're, you know, an adult or even someone that's, you know, say age 12 or above, yeah, I agree, natural selection. So as far as the state park service, the Salton Sea State Rec area way up there, all along the Highway 111, they have the headquarters campground, Mecca Beach, Corvina Beach, a few others, Salt Creek. You know, they have signs saying, don't drink the water, keep pets out of the water, be careful around the algae blooms, but they do stop short of saying, stay out of the water. And not too many years ago, they were doing kayak rentals. They don't anymore, but they do not actually say keep out of the water. They say use caution when there are harmful algae blooms and to not drink the water. So yeah, they don't actually say toxic water, keep out. But yeah, I agree, Gunslinger. You gotta be fucking special. I don't know. Either that or you're one of those people that tries to game the system. So you drink the water, you get sick, and then you sue someone because they didn't say don't drink it. But, I mean, they do say don't drink it, but yeah. Oh, so you must have a pretty beefy engine. I just got this little electric trolling mower, but I might see about getting a 10, or some people are saying I should get more like at least a 10 horsepower, 15 or 20 horsepower gas engine. And then I could cruise around a lot further and faster. I'm gonna flip around one more time. I need to lubricate the swivel on this chair a little bit more. But yeah, come out here sometime. There's the sunset. Get more and more colorful. Like I said earlier, quite a few tourists on the shoreline. Thanks for the thumbs up. Look at that. Really, look at that. The sunset. So I think what I'm gonna do, slow rotation around here. Just to show you. I mean, it's pretty much colorful in all directions. Oh, wow. You must have like a hardcore inflatable, like an actual Zodiac or something similar. Definitely not a cheap ass one. I mean, you get a 35, 25 Merc outboard to 35. Wow. I mean, that can actually work on an inflatable. That's impressive. I mean, I could see if it's something built like a Zodiac, not the cheaper Intex inflatable that I had until a couple years ago before I got this boat. There, nice view of the sunset. I just know any inflatables I had, that kind of horsepower would probably rip the mountain transom off and maybe even shred the inflatable, but I've never had a really heavy duty inflatable. So this time, just like I said, just do this rotation thing and let y'all enjoy the view. Oh, okay, yeah, like a Zodiac, yeah, totally. What is the capacity of like the average Zodiac as far as horsepower? I mean, that'd be fucking awesome. You'd be able to go from here. You wouldn't be able to quite go to Salton Sea. There's like a sandbar before it, but you would get as close as possible within a few hundred feet and back probably in like 20 minutes. Salton City being that way. Look at this, such nice colors. Yeah, true, I'm sure it depends on the size. Thanks for watching. Yeah, got some nice color in the clouds. It'll be a pretty decent sunset. My boat, battery meter, all that. The view that way. Yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna go back, cruise down the coast here, back towards the dock. I'm gonna keep going, but just, you know, maybe change the scenery up a little bit. Yeah, look at that, even to the east we're getting some color. Not a bad sunset at all. Those mountains are the chocolate mountains. Oh yeah, the sunset, this is just, we get so many, Gunslinger, we get so many fucking awesome sunsets out here. Oh yeah. Like I said earlier, Bombay Beach is what keeps me here. I love this place. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely come visit the Salton Sea one time. Pretty mellow here in Bombay Beach. Pretty not too political out here in Bombay Beach. Like I said, I love this place. And everybody here, for the most part, pretty much gets along, too. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, especially out here at the Salton Sea. Some fucking amazing sunsets. Yeah, man, just let me know a little bit in advance, because a lot of times during the week, I'm away in San Diego for work. I self-employed do real estate photography. I actually, unlike a lot of people know, I actually work for a living. I'm not a realtor. I take pictures of homes for sale and Airbnbs. Because I started out in San Diego County, that's still where a lot of my clients are. But my goal is to eventually find more work in El Centro, Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Coachella, Indio, all those places nearby. I mean, even Joshua Tree. Meanwhile, I got to do a long ass drive back and forth from San Diego 3 or 4 days a week, but off for a little bit here. Get to enjoy boating and views like that. Most of the time I'm here in Bombay Beach, almost always Fridays through Sundays, and sometimes, a lot of times, Fridays through Mondays. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't really consider myself a nomad anymore. I'm more of a stay put because I just love Bombay Beach so much. And my trailer has some issues with the slide out. Plus, I live in it and I've got a lot of shit. So I pretty much stay put here in Bombay Beach. Someday, if I save up the money, maybe I'll get a truck camper. Give you another view of that sunset. I'm going to go say hi to my friends and neighbors on the dock. Continue looping around as long as we get that color. Look at that. And I forgot to do it. I was going to bring some bottle rockets and launch them from the fishing rod holders, but maybe I'll do that once I'm back ashore later. No, because I camp, I like the convenience of my trailer. Because I mean, I'm out here even in the summer, so I run my air conditioning off of solar. I have 1,000 amp hours of lithium battery. My home's in the background there on the beach. I generate enough power to run my heat and AC. And then once every week or two, I go into town. I have a 100-gallon water tank in the bed of my truck. Fill that up, and then I pump that water into my RV's storage tank. I have another tank where I do the same process, but in reverse for sewage. Gray water, I just dump on the ground. Black water, some friends created a dump station in town, so that's what I use. Yeah, this view never gets old. Thanks to everybody else that just joined. Hope you can say hi and all that. If you haven't already, be sure to smash those like and subscribe buttons. Woo! Yeah, turned out to be a really nice sunset. Still going strong. I'm trying to show you more of the sunset, but I want to not keep my eyes on the water, but keep my eyes on the water. I was gonna say no road to keep my eyes on, but I'm gonna loop around by the dock here real quick, and then I'll go back facing west so you can see more of the colorful sky. And yeah, I worked in tech until 2017, got laid off, and it was at that point where I said, fuck it, I'm not meant to be indoors in a cubicle with no windows, staring at a screen all day, and decided to become a self-employed photographer. It took me about 5 years to ramp up to where I got a decent amount of work, and here I am. Hey man, yeah, take care, have a good night. See you next time. Gunslinger, have an awesome night. Hope you got tomorrow off, the holiday. And again, thanks to everybody else that's currently watching. Hope you can say hi, give a thumbs up if you haven't already. See a nice reflection of the chocolate mountains. Don't try eating them. They don't taste like chocolate. They just look like chocolate. And there, what's left of sunset. Now we're getting into what's known as the afterglow. And I'll loop around to that in a moment. Getting a little bit cooler out. Look at that water though. Still relatively calm and super reflective. I mean, there's a mild breeze right now. A lot of the wake is caused by my bow, but it's not really doing that much. Ugh. Come back around this way. Get back this way. Show you the coastline again. Cruise by the pier. The pier was built about a month ago. It's my largest art installation ever. Woo! Thank you everyone that's been watching. I'm going to continue this live for a while longer. I'm going to try start doing a few more lives. I haven't really done any lives in a long ass time. Woo! I'm live on YouTube. Say hi everyone. You got some nice, you're all reflecting on the water from this angle. And the lights on the dock are starting to come on. Let's slow down a little bit. I'm just cruising by to say hi. Thanks everyone. Still getting some nice color in the sky. Got the afterglow. Because I am lit!
What's that? Say it again.
Kevin lit! Woo!
One more time.
Kevin lit! Well, yeah, y'all got a nice reflection there on the water. I'll be back in a moment for a ride if you want. I'm going to cruise a little bit more this way. What have we gotten? Hey, RWX 348. A little bit more live, and then I should keep this going a little bit longer. Now there's like 7 of you watching. The color is continuing. There we go. We disconnected from. Oh, I think it's trying to. I think it was trying to connect to the Wi-Fi back at my camp. You know, the phone's. Oh, you got Wi-Fi, but it's on the other edge of. Woo! Anybody want to go for a boat ride? Eh? You want to go for a boat ride? You're good. All right, go. There we go. Boom. There we go. Boom. The larger art installations like the pyramid thingy, aka the larger art installations like the pyramid thingy, aka the tetrahedron. Looks like we're down to just 2 of you. Hopefully I'll get a few more soon. That it's peaceful and tranquil out here. Those of you watching, hope you can say hi and give it a thumbs up. I was saying earlier before a few more of you joined, I wish I could have gotten my DJI action cam working with YouTube, but just having some permissions and some technical difficulties. Because I would love, you know, the usual, when I do the usual horizontal videos, you see the whole boat and you see me, including my face, not just my legs. Just couldn't get that camera to work. Thanks, Samuel. How you doing? Yeah, it's Kevin lit. Out here on the Salton Sea. There's the dock and my home back there. Yeah. Whew. And look at this. What time is it? It's still 5:25. It's a good 30 minutes past sunset. We're still getting that nice afterglow. Yeah. Look at that. Probably the only boat out here, possibly on the entire lake. Gorgeous night, definitely, it sure is. Just loving it out here. It's pretty lit tonight. And you can see there, coming up upon some birds. I'm going to put this motor on the lowest speed it can go. Try not to scare. These are not duck, these are actually grebes, I recently learned. But, you know, They behave a lot like ducks. And I'm figuring they gotta just be eating bugs, and at that, they're just tiny little boatman bugs. Oh, it's already lit. It's already lit! I don't want to shout too loud because I don't want to scare the birds. I mean, normally, you know how loudly I can say lit, but I'm just going to drive all those birds away. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. There we go. Look at that. This year I've seen a lot more birds coming back. They must have figured out they can eat the boatman bugs, which are just tiny little bugs. I mean, they're about the size of mosquitoes, maybe a little bit beefier, but they don't bite or anything. They don't buzz in your ear. They get annoying because there's so many of them, and they're attracted to light. So if you leave a door open to your house or trailer, you'll have a whole bunch of them swarming, but they won't, unlike flies and mosquitoes, they won't be buzzing in your ear or stinging you or anything. But look at those birds. See if we can zoom in a little more, I guess. No, I guess that's about it. The nice thing about this Minn Kota trolling motor, just like it wouldn't normally scare fish, it's not scaring the birds either. So let's slowly go ahead here. See, can I zoom any more? And, yeah, there we go. There we go. I mean, sunset happened about half an hour ago. This is just the afterglow. And out here in a lot of places, this is often the better part of the sunset. Most people, like on the ocean, as soon as that sun goes down, they're like, okay, let's get in our car and go home, but they're missing out on this. I'm going to zoom back out. Just kind of rotate around like I usually do, give you all. Again, I got to figure out, I tried for about an hour trying to get my action camera to do live streaming. I just wasn't having any luck. I'm repeating some stuff because I know some of you have signed in just a few minutes ago. Some of you have been here for half an hour. Yeah, once I can get that action cam, well, that's the one where it's way back, shows my whole boat. Yeah. Let's go down here a little bit more. Really nice night out. Yeah. I might flip around here. Look at that. Yeah. Appreciate y'all watching. Yep. Hey man, I remember you, the redhead. How do you pronounce your name? Anyways, leave a comment on one of my videos. But yeah, man, how you doing, man? Hope you can come visit Bombay again sometime. But yeah, you are 100% right. Just like what I said, people always leave the sunset too soon. The afterglow is often better than the actual sunset. We can go a little closer to the shore without running aground. Salton Sea has been getting super shallow for about the first like 100 feet or so from the shoreline. Well, let's go over here a bit. Look at that, it's still that epic color. Yep, the sunset is pretty lit. How do you pronounce it? Bamwak? I mean, like I said, I remember, bro, when you came out here to Bombay Beach, I never learned how you actually pronounce your name. B-M-A-W-K. Like your videos, like your content. Yeah, it just keeps getting better. Woo! Such a nice night. And it's just a total vibe out here. Thanks, man. Yeah, people say they like it. They like the vibe and my style. Appreciate hearing that. Always appreciate hearing that. I do put a lot of thought in my videos. First time I've gone live in a long while, so you're seeing raw, unedited footage. I don't really do a whole lot other than like here. If this were a non-live video, I would turn down the highlights, bring up the shadows so you don't get that blowing out sun there. But yeah, I don't use I mean, okay, I will say the only time I use AI in my photos is like if I'm doing real estate photography and the neighbors have something ugly, you know, like trash cans out or something, I'll remove that. But other than that, do a lot of things the old-fashioned way. All right, going to flip around here. Ugh. Look at that. Such a vibe out here right now. So last spring and summer I could go out, you see that kind of angle, those really bright lights that are slowly going on and off. That is the dying board. Actually, here, let's cut the motor. And I could take my boat up and tie it up to that until like sometime around August, but now it's not in very deep water anymore. Wait, let's switch my camera. There, that lens is a little brighter. This camera has a wide angle lens, but you can see it's, this one's, this medium angle lens is a little bit wider aperture. With those of you who aren't photographers, that means it lets more light in and it looks better in low light like now. Whereas when I zoom out to give you a wider angle, it gets a bit darker. Look at that. Yeah, just do some more rotations here. Maybe even zoom in a little bit more. Just to show you life on the Salton Sea. BMAWK, I like your style too. Always appreciate it again. People notice and appreciate the level of creativity and effort I put into my photos and videos. That is Mount Signal right there. And we're gonna go back into the afterglow. We're gonna zoom way out. Yeah. Look at that. You know what? I'll just stop it there for a little bit. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Not bad at all. Sunset, definitely pretty lit. Let's go back around towards the sun. What's left of the afterglow now. Yeah, isn't it a trip out here? Man, bro, if you come out here again, I'll take you for a boat ride. We've really been looking out because for the last few months, we haven't gotten too many super windy days. It just all depends. Like, you could hypothetically come out here tomorrow and it could be way too windy, but we've really been looking out. A lot of calm evenings. And you go this way, that's facing south, and then obviously go this way is east. Look at that, it just kind of fades to black. Gonna switch to a little bit brighter there. All right, full ahead. Hell yeah. I did the lights on a lot of the art that you see on the beach here. Yep, definitely pretty lit tonight. That's a good question. I think it's just like a chill, kind of surreal vibe that I like to do. Let's try again. I'm going to zoom back out. Trouble is, yeah, it's too dim on the ultra wide angle. It works if I'm facing into the water, but working my way back towards the dock. I don't know, I have a favorite. I like so many of the art pieces. It's hard to pick a favorite. They're all pretty awesome, and you can see a lot more lights reflecting on the water now. Of course, that is the dock in the background. Yeah. Such a nice night. Starting to cool down a little bit. I kind of miss the warm summer nights, not the ones where it's still like 115 degrees out right now, but I do prefer the warmer weather over cold weather. Just gotta occasionally keep an eye on where my boat's going, but they're still getting some nice afterglow. Okay, I gotta go left, or what they call port side. And of course the right, starboard. Sunset's starting to fade away a bit more. I think I'm gonna come ashore, make some dinner. Appreciate everyone watching and the thumbs up. Yeah. So nice out. The view of the afterglow. And of course the dock, which lights are reflecting on the water quite nicely, along with the other. Thanks to anyone that just joined and those that have been here all along. I appreciate it. In the water, that's one of my previous art installations, and I call it LiT. See poles reflecting on the water, and that is appropriately named LiT. And that, of course, is the dock. Maybe get a little closer to the dock, though. Not a bad night at all. Still getting a nice afterglow. Thanks to all of you still watching. We're going to be signing off pretty soon here as it gets darker. In the Salton Sea. Have it spin around a little quicker so you can see. Oh, look at that. You can see some stars. That's probably a planet there. And of course the dock. Yeah.